not quite sure what to think of this yet. I'll give you more of a review of the sequel to my favourite movie. This is Spinal Tap, on another podcast, but just some thoughts. This is called The End Continues, and I love the first film so much that I can quote it at length, and people have sat through that, and it's not a good time for them. I don't know. I just don't know. The first 20 minutes, because you've still got the three. You've still got Mr. Smalls, you've still got Mr. Tufnell, you've still got Mr. St. Hubbins, and you've still got Marty DeBurgi, Rob Reiner and Christopher Guest and Harry Shearer and Michael McKean, not in that order, but, you know, they look older, you know, and they're not trying to hide that in any way, shape or form. That's great. They've leaned into that. Actually, Rob Reiner looks a bit younger, to be honest. But anyway, you've got some guests, and famously, Paul McCartney, who actually has the funniest line. He's talking about a section in the song that doesn't work, and it's Michael McKean's song, and he says, or rather David St. Hubbins' song. He said, why don't you cut that middle section out and just carry on doing what you're doing? It's being very nice. And David St. Hubbins says, I'll take it under advisement. And Paul McCartney's face drops, and he says, what do you mean? I just thought, Jesus Christ, it's great. And Elton John is really sweet, until he gets his legs crushed later on. Spoiler alert, very sorry about that, but, you know, and screams, Spinal Tap. Anyway, there is a Stonehenge. It is full size. And what you get with these two guests is fine, because I don't want any more guests. You've got Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Lars Ulrich from Metallica, and Questlove from Roots, when they're trying to find a drummer and all of that. But that's all you've got, which is great. For the first 20 minutes, I thought they're trying to do the interviews they did in the first film, and what they haven't got is any great improvisation here, any great comedy, and they didn't think to say, look, we can't do this. Let's cut and go again. It's almost as if they said, well, just leave it, it's fine. There's some self-referential, there's some referential stuff, self-referential stuff. Artie Fufkin is, Bobby Fleckman and Artie Fufkin are both interviewed and all of that. But as it picks up and they start to rehearse, and Chris Addison as their manager, really well done actually. But as they start to get to the first gig and the final gig, it really, really works. More of this in a while, but they dodged quite a significant bullet for me, and that's because of the quality of those actors involved. Ta-ta.